What's going on, guys? You're listening to The Engine on YouTube. Johnny Fogel, Nick Freeman, and Nick Falk here. We've got a new show for you. It's called the 2-Minute Drill. I give a debate topic, and today's topic is, should the Bengals trade the first pick in the draft? Nick Falk says yes. Nick Freeman says no. More to be talked about that in about a minute, but we just want to make a statement about the top 50 players in the NBA history. We're starting that tomorrow, so don't worry about that. The format of that is going to be that of how we did the best players in the NBA from this season, which you guys should go check out. But we averaged out the list. We all made our own list, and Nick Freeman graciously, thank you so much, Nick Freeman, averaged out the lists for us. But the way we're going to figure out who's going first in this series, and in this series, it's pretty much a debate. Like I said, we have the topic. Each person gets a minute to talk. It's going to go fast. Each person gets a minute to talk. Then the other person gets a minute to talk. Then they rebut each other, and then we're going to come to a consensus as a group who is right, who is wrong. But the way we figure out who goes first in this debate is I have a trivia question, a draft trivia question. Nick Freeman's going to go because Nick Falk got the last one that we did. That was months ago on the radio station. But here is the question, a little random. In 1993, who was drafted ahead of Rick Mirror?
Quarterback. All right. I'm going to need a second to think about this. I'm thinking it's probably a superstar because it's a really, really random question.
1993.
I'm going to go, off the top of my head, I'm going Brett Favre.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nick Freeman. Brett Favre was drafted in 1991. The answer was Drew Bledsoe. Thanks for trying.
That is a rigged question.
Nick Falk,
that is
the
difficult.
Board is for you. Tell us why you think that the Bengals should trade the first pick in the draft. Your minute starts in 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, well, first off, I just want to say I love Joe Burrow. This is not because of Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is one of the most amazing quarterback prospects I've seen in the last 10 years. His preparation is just insane, and that season was probably the best college quarterback season ever. But I do think the Bengals should trade with the Dolphins for 5, 18, and 26. The first reason is the Bengals are a huge drop from talent at LSU. LSU had two of the best receivers in the country in Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
30 seconds.
And a great O-line. The Bengals are it's Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, the shit O-line. I don't think they have a good situation. And the second reason is Joe Burrow took a while to develop, and the Bengals
15 seconds.
Mentors. Zach Taylor is an awful coach in my opinion. He had Ed Orgeron, Joe Brady. He had people to develop around him, and great situation there. And the Bengals are just not very good. They're also cold weather,
and that's a minute. Nick Falk, thank you for sharing. Nick Freeman, your minute starts in 3, 2, 1.
First off, I'd like to thank Nick Falk for giving that terrible argument. With the Bengals, You're getting a franchise quarterback, which is pretty much more important than anything possible. Joe Burrow, as you said, is one of the best draft prospects in the last 10 years. You can't just trade that. If they go down to the 5th pick with the Dolphins, let's say, 3 first-rounders doesn't get you a franchise quarterback. You probably can't even get Tua Tagovailoa, whose injury risk makes him significantly worse than Joe Burrow. The injury risks are there. Second, the Bengals you're saying is a terrible situation. I actually have to disagree with that.
30 seconds left.
Is a legitimate number 1 receiver when healthy. Joe Mixon's a really solid running back who can take some pressure off of Joe Burrow. Zach Taylor, you can't say he's a terrible coach. He's new. He's young. He's innovative. I think there's actually a chance he works well with Joe Burrow. Their offensive line is iffy, but they can work on that. They get Jonah Williams back next year. Also, let's say they do trade with the Bengals. What are you getting? You can't take a quarterback with that 5th pick because then you're just downgrading. Later in the draft, you can't get another Joe Burrow. Later in the draft, that value, there's not going to be a good offensive tackle at 18. There's not going to be a stud defender.
Thank you, Nick Freeman.
Whoa.
Thank you. Wait. Nick Falk, your minute of rebutting starts in 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
Well, Nick Freeman, I will not be taking a shit quarterback like Justin Herbert this year. I will be either taking Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence next year when I'm taking again. I'll probably fire Zach Taylor because he's garbage. And I love Joe Burrow, but I don't think he fits on the Bengals. He took years to develop. He can't just be thrown into that awful organization immediately. I just don't think it works. You can pick multiple players in a really good draft this year at 5, 18, and 26 on the offensive end and mostly on the defensive end to help your team out. So I just think
30 seconds.
It's a lot more for him too, because you get to sit behind Ryan Fitzpatrick. You might not be a great mentor, but you also get to play in the South in Miami, just where Joe Burrow.
15 seconds.
So, he doesn't have the great arm, which benefits Joe Burrow a lot, and I don't think he could carry a team like the Bengals off of year one. He needs a few more years to develop.
Nick Falk, 3, 2, 1. Nick Freeman, start in 3, 2, 1. Rebut.
This isn't if Joe Burrow would rather play for the Dolphins or the Bengals. Of course he'd rather play for the Bengals. It's Miami versus Cincinnati. He's the Ohio kid. You're saying Zach Taylor will get fired if they don't take Joe Burrow? The whole Bengals organization will get fired.
Nick Falk,
all
not
of them,
your minute.
all their jobs are on the line on this losing organization. They don't take that quarterback from Ohio who's going to be a stud in the NFL. All of them will be gone. Period. Second, this Bengals organization needs a Joe Burrow. This team doesn't have that many holes, and they're really not that young. They have some defensive playmakers like Carlos Dunlap, DJ Reader, Geno Atkins, who are, especially Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap, who are older and still playing at a high level, but they don't have that many years left. This team is not a super young team. They might be bad, but that's because they have no quarterback. Get the quarterback.
15 seconds
you have
remaining.
other draft stock. You have a second rounder, a third rounder. These later first-round picks, if you're going to completely blow this team up, they're not in a position to blow up. They don't have that much cap space, and I'm just telling you, everyone will be fired if they don't take the Ohio kid and Joe Burrow, who was so good.
That's
at LSU.
a minute.
You can say it's
That
a
is a
situation,
minute.
but it was impressive
All right.
no matter what you think.
That is a minute. So now we have to come to a consensus as a group. I guess I have to give you my vote about how I feel about this, and we'll come to a consensus. But it's very deceiving because when I hear Nick Freeman talk, it's so fast, and Nick Falk, it's obviously like a lot slower.
I was heated.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Nick Freeman on this one. I think you can't pass up on a generational talent like Joe Burrow. And I'll give you time to respond. Nick Falk, I will give you time to respond. But I just think you look at the season that he had. I'd say it's the best season by a college quarterback in the history of college football. I just think you can't pass up a guy who's on top of the world right now. Nick Falk, I will give you 30 seconds to respond. 3,
I think Joe
2,
Burrow
1.
would be amazing in somewhere other than a shit organization like the Bengals. If you look at it, Nick Freeman was saying how Carlos Dunlap, Geno Atkins, and DJ Reader, they're ready to win a championship now with Joe Burrow. They can't win a championship.
15 seconds.
In my scenario, I am the coach. So I don't care if I'm getting fired. If in Paul Brown's situation, he's not getting fired. He's the owner. He has the option to do anything he wants. I think he should try to get 5, 18, and 26.
That's 30 seconds.
Who do you think drafts? It's the GM.
It doesn't matter. They can just draft a quarterback next year. Joe Burrow's not going to work if they draft him this year.
You're not in a position to tank, though. Your team's not like that young and not that bad.
The Bengals are going to win? Do you think the Bengals
Unless they start Ryan Finley and lose all their fans, they will not be that bad.
The Bengals don't have any fans. It doesn't matter.
They need to make money somehow. And I think Joe Burrow will be there and will be that way.
Well, can we come to our conclusion statement? Hey, can we come to conclusion statements? Nick Freeman, you have 30 seconds to make your conclusion statement.
About Joe Burrow?
About Joe Burrow.
So what I was saying is I just think if they don't take Joe Burrow, this organization, which is already pretty bad, as Nick Falk stated, will become even worse. They'll pretty much all get fired. They'll lose their fans. I understand the logic in maybe tanking and going for a Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence and adding
15 seconds
this year, but I still don't think there's that much value later in the first round. And I don't think this team has as many holes as people think as their record look. I think a good quarterback would do wonders for this organization. And even though Joe Burrow was a slow developer, it took him
30
under
seconds.
Ed Orgeron's system in the first year, which was a lot worse than with Joe Brady. He was obviously a worse quarterback. No quarterback could succeed in that LSU offense before him. I think now with Joe Brady and that NFL style offense, he has a pretty good shot.
Nick Falk, closing statements, and then we're going to have to close the show. 3, 2, 1.
So you're saying how Joe Burrow, the amount of time it took him to develop is not what scares me. It scares me that he's going to have to develop under Zach Taylor. I don't care if Zach Taylor, you need to give him one more chance. He went 3-13 last year. He's an awful coach. Their O-line is not good. A.J. Green is 33. You're going to need a receiver to build with him. If you put him on the Bengals franchise immediately with no fans out there, no help, I just think he's going to fail. I love Joe Burrow. Maybe part of this is saying I love Joe Burrow as a prospect. I don't want him to go to the Bengals.
Nick Falk, that's 30 seconds. Well, we're going to have to bring the 2-minute drill to a close. Looks like this time Nick Freeman is the winner, but there will be other debates Nick Falk, your record is 0-1. Nick Freeman, your record is 1-0. Thanks for joining the Engine. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please check out tomorrow. We're very excited to bring you, I'd say, the crowning achievement of our channel so far. The top 50 NBA players countdown starts tomorrow. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tune in for tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.
One more thing. Sorry about that. As we go through this top 50 NBA players of all time series, we're going to have a lot more of these 2-minute drills. So we will keep a lasting tally. Once again, thank you for listening. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
Thank you.